Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it today. Today I wanted to talk to you about the Office of Inspector General from the VA's monthly kind of update report that they send out. And this is the April 2023 highlights. Some of it's laughable, except for the fact that it's true, which makes it not laughable because it's really a highlight of the people who suck, that are either taking advantage of veterans or the system or whatever. And the good news, I guess, about this is the fact that at least there's somebody out there trying to crack down on the dumb people doing stupid stuff. Okay, so with that, it's just important to know kind of what's going on and what's happening, and that there's actually a department or office out there that's actually trying to crack down on stupid shit. So let's get on with it. I'm going to give the little kind of one paragraph here on that office. And this, the reason for this is if you suspect anything as you're around the VA or working with different medical providers for VA stuff and something seems really fishy, you might just pass it along, right? Because you might not be the only person that's sharing that information, which then, if the office is getting 15 different complaints from different people, then they're probably going to look into it. You see what I'm saying? So let's jump into it. Office of Investigations. This office investigates potential crimes and civil violations of law involving VA programs and operations concerning VA employees, contractors, beneficiaries, and other individuals. These investigations focus on a wide range of matters, including healthcare, procurement, benefits, construction, and other fraud, cybercrime and identity theft, bribery and embezzlement, drug offenses, and violent crimes. The following investigations had significant developments this month. And again, this is for the month of April 2023. And I'll give a few of them here, and I may sprinkle a few more in later this month. So this recently came out, and I'm just getting a chance to kind of go through it a little bit. So here we go. Healthcare investigations. Doctor to pay $7 million to resolve civil fraud allegations. That's a big number. Must have been some heavy stuff. Doctor to pay $7 million to resolve civil fraud allegations. There's a little summary. It's about 4 sentences. I'm going to read it. A VA OIG investigation resolved allegations that a doctor and others engaged in a scheme to defraud VA Choice Patient-Centered Community Care Program by submitting claims for higher levels of service than was medically reasonable or necessary. The doctor entered into a civil settlement in the Eastern District of Oklahoma, under which he agreed to pay $7 million to resolve these allegations. Huge. Next one, the kind of the title line here is defendant charged for role in conspiracy involving fraudulent prescriptions for durable medical equipment. According to a multi-agency investigation, numerous defendants allegedly owned and operated a call center through which they obtained prescription orders for durable medical equipment, such as orthotic braces for patients without regard to medical necessity. They allegedly provided these orders in exchange for bribes from certain companies that provided the braces to patients. The loss to the VA Civil Health and Medical Program, CHAMP VA, the Civilian Health and Medical Program, CHAMP VA, is approximately $330,000. One defendant was arrested after being charged in the District of New Jersey with conspiring to violate the federal anti-kickback statute. This investigation was concluded by the VA OIG, FBI, Department of Health and Human Services, OIG, and Defense Criminal Investigation Services. Next one, VA psychiatrist pleaded guilty for a scheme to sell opioids to patients. A psychiatrist at the Marion VA Medical Center in Illinois used her position to intentionally sell prescription opioids to her patients for financial gain. She pleaded guilty to that in the Southern District of Illinois to conspiracy to distribute controlled substances. The VA, OIG, and FBI investigated that case. And then I'll end on this one. Featured investigation. Business owner charged for defrauding VA of more than $4 million. A business owner charged for defrauding the VA of more than $4 million. And if you hear that in the background, it's a little bit of rain, so that's a little bit annoying, and I apologize for that. The owner of a business that claimed to provide home health services to veterans allegedly conspired with others to submit on behalf of unwitting VA beneficiaries fraudulent applications to VA for pension with aid and attendance benefits. Aid and attendance is a higher monthly pension amount paid to qualifying veteran or surviving spouse for assistance with activities of daily living. The investigation, which was conducted by the VA OIG, alleges that the conspirators falsely claimed to have provided home assistance to beneficiaries before submitting the application, disguised their role in the application process during their interactions with the victims, and received over $4 million in VA funds intended for over 300 veterans or their surviving spouses. The business owner was charged in the Eastern District of Louisiana with wire fraud. Wire fraud is a huge thing. I'm surprised they didn't say who investigated that. Wire fraud is big and federal and all that good stuff. So $4 million is no joke. I'll read a couple of the headlines without the descriptions below them. Another one was dive school training director sentenced in connection with education benefits fraud scheme. Another one is veteran indicted for compensation benefits fraud scheme. Not good. That was for more than $938,000. Deceased veteran spouse charged for allegedly defrauding VA of survivor benefits for nearly 30 years. That was for $364,000. Defendant indicted for another survivor benefits fraud scheme. Wow. Nonprofit owner charged with misappropriating funds from a veteran. Not good. And let's give a couple more here. I'll give one more. Former VA fiduciary indicted for wire fraud. Again, not good. And that was for about $150,000. So the good news out of all this bad news is that the hammer's being put down on these. I don't have the words that I can really say. But the hammer's being put down, right? And hopefully that's the type of information that runs around in these circles and people will understand. You leave veterans alone and you don't screw with us, screw with what we're dealing with. Otherwise, the hammer will come down. So I'm happy for it. I'm glad that it's happening. And hopefully we will see less of these reports. But, fraudsters are going to be fraudsters and still out there. And, a fraudster, as indicated by this, a fraudster can be disguised as a doctor, can be disguised as a psychiatrist, can be disguised as a home health care provider. So keep your eyes open and watch out. And if you smell something fishy, inform the OIG because you might not be the only one who's mentioning it. And if they get a couple complaints, 2, 3, 4 of them, they might look into it and we might be reading a story about it here. So thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you very much. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.